What up, boogers? Let's talk about capabilities kits. You guys may or may not be familiar with that terminology. And a capabilities kit is just basically a pre-positioned kit that is left for someone in a predetermined location that someone might accomplish certain mission objectives. We'll leave it at that. Capabilities kits are usually you know what, we're not going to go there. Should you choose to build a capabilities kit, here's what one should have in it. It's all mission specific, right? But it's basic stuff. And why is this relatable to prepping? Let me break it out for you. Somebody is probably going to end up at your door at some time and have skills that you would like to have on your team, in your tribe, but potentially going to have less gear than they need or should have or whatever. Or you may need it for resupply. You may need it to pre-position for certain missions that you have to undertake in an SHTF situation. So, capabilities kits can be used either to outfit a new member of your tribe, to augment existing systems as a backup, or to be pre-positioned for, say, a GreyMan. GreyMan has to make his way out of the urban, suburban population center that he lives in, and then he gets to a certain point, a waypoint on his route, and there's a pre-positioned capabilities kit, and now that guy is no longer a GreyMan. He is a tribe member, full-fledged militia, ready to do what he needs to do, or at least capable of doing what he or she may need to do. Does this make sense? Okay. Generally speaking, a capabilities kit will have some type of armament, a little bit of sustainment, perchance some intel, depending on who the kit is for and what the kit is for. But what would a prepper capabilities kit look like? Well, let's define my opinion of prepper. Obviously, preparedness and survivalism. I believe that we are headed towards the end of America 1.0, beginning of America 2.0, which will be an agrarian society that supports a strong warrior class, that there will be a resurgence of the militia per se in the United States, and that military type power will be centralized and regionalized, rather than having one overarching government hierarchy, one Department of Defense. I think that you may see regional powers, the South, Texas and Oklahoma, the Southwest, the Pacific Northwest, the breadbasket, the Rust Belt, the Northeast, so forth and so on, right? So my basic mindset is, think of it as the militia plus farmers. How's that sound? Pretty much, right? Agrarian society with weapons, well-trained, well-regulated. Not meaning that they follow regulations, meaning that they are properly squared away. That's what well-regulated means. So in this capabilities kit, the first thing that you should have, this is like spare gear for somebody that comes along. Okay, so first thing that you should have is a basic pack that has your, not just your 5 C's, but your 10 C's of survival. So, a container, all the things go in your pack. Some calories, a compass, combustion, some type of cover, cordage, cutting tool, the whole nine. Basic pack setup. Leave some room in the pack. That's a mistake that a lot of people make, is they get a big pack or even a medium-sized pack, and they fill it up with everything it'll can take, and then they got a 95-pound pack. No bueno. So leave some room in the pack, get the basics in there, right? And then I would get something like the Condor recon chest rig for $35. It's just a pre-sewn, all the pouches are sewn in, it's not mollied. Get one of those, put a radio in it, put a basic medical kit, blowout kit in it, which is gonna run you anywhere between $70 and $100, depending on how you do that, if you build it yourself or buy it from somebody else. And yes, the video is coming on blowout kits. Put a blowout kit in it, a radio, a regional maps, and a compass. Compass is like $10 for a map compass, right? Like a little Silva compass. A small fire kit, sustainment stuff, some granola bars, whatever, and like 6 magazines, loaded 5.56 magazines, right? So maybe at this point you're $500 into it, then get a rifle. Push pin the upper off of the lower so that it's shorter, not longer. You may be able to fit that in the back of the pack. It would be good if you could fit that into the pack along with that chest rig. Right now your pack is pretty much full, and that's a basic capabilities kit for a foot soldier, a militiaman. Put some calories in there, a couple MREs, whatever. Something that you can hand that pack to somebody and say, go forth and do my bidding. Go forth and defend this position. Go reconnoiter this location. Or we need to get a message from this location to that location. Go. Or, welcome to the tribe. Glad to have you. What do you have with you? Oh, you have your grandpa's pocket knife and a half-used Bic lighter. Roger that. Oh, but you're, specialized in the homeopathic herbal medicine. We need you. Here's your gear. We just have some extra. Okay, that's your basic capabilities kit. Next from there, you'd look at something like a reconnaissance kit, recce kit, capabilities kit. You'd probably have that rifle with some type of magnification on it. Have some binocs, a notebook, pen, paper, Sharpie, things of that. A better radio if needed, so they can radio transmit. You might have a comms capabilities kit that has maybe 6 radios and a repeater and a small solar panel that can be folded out to charge radios, establish a base station, and go and set up comms in an area. A medical capabilities kit for somebody like a corpsman that would be able to, not a corpsman, thank you, Barack Obama, thank you. A corpsman, somebody that can render aid as needed. A lot of people I'm finding in the preparedness world, have scout sniper fantasies. So you could set up a long range capabilities kit for Overwatch. We'll leave it at that, for all the reasons you need Overwatch. That's an interesting question. Do I need Overwatch? Not if there's 3 of you. If there's 33 of you, yeah. If there's 3 of you, you need food and water. If there's 33 of you, yeah, Overwatch would be a good idea. If there's 133 of you, definitely. So, capabilities kits are exactly that. They're an amalgamation, a conglomeration of capabilities that you consolidate into one bag, one kit. Blue totes work great for this. Spray paint them, get some Rust-Oleum brown, spray paint them. You might be able to fit one into a 5-gallon bucket, right? But it's the general rule of thumb is with the capabilities kit is that it's pre-positioned by one team or entity for a separate team or entity to allow them to perform a mission or aspects of a mission when they arrive at the destination, that predetermined location where the kit is. So it does have GreyMan aspects to it that you can use that to your advantage. You might put together your own capabilities kit if you're suburban, urban, and leave it, you know, at Aunt Millie's farm or whatever your waypoint is. You got a buddy that lives on the outskirts of the suburbs that's in between where you are and where you need to be. Make up a capabilities kit, put it in a blue tote, duct tape around the edges of it. Say, hey, Bob, I love you, bro. You mind if I store this in your garage or in your shed or dig a hole in your backyard? Sure. And there it is. And you have it if you need it. So we've talked about this before, though. Don't let your gear fill the gaps in your training and your mindset, though. But the gear is just an extension of you that allows you to perform your mission, whatever your mission. Your mission might be to procure dinner this evening. I would also caution against being one of those fantasy militant preppers. I'm a fan of the militia, but I'm not a fan of engaging in military-style combat as civilians unless absolutely necessary. So things to think about, but that's what a capabilities kit is. It's what is, and I would define the mission first, and whatever the mission is, the role that that kit has to fulfill, build that kit in such a way that it's actually useful for that mission. It's not, you know, if you want a guy to go reconnoiter a location, he doesn't need a medical kit that, you know, or a blowout kit, but he doesn't need 40 pounds of medical gear. Likely somebody with a 40-pound medical ruck doesn't need reconnoitering gear, right? So, but I think your general rifleman kit is like a good place to start, right? Or an infantry style kit, militiaman kit, Minuteman loadout type kit, you know, 6 mags in a rifle, 1 in the rifle, so a total of 7. Blowout kit, comms, sustainment, navigation, some water filtration, a little bit of cover, you know, maybe a whoopee and a poncho, whatever, right? And don't blow your tax return on all this crap either. Just, you probably have enough stuff laying around that you can make one of these without spending a dime if you're honest about it. But I would go with like the standard Minuteman rifleman kit first as a capabilities kit, and then next from there, I think it's really interesting to potentially put together a comms kit. Maybe that comms kit is you know, a handheld CB and a UHF, VHF radio and ham radio and repeaters, and maybe you have a mobile base station and then 4 or 6 mobile handheld units as well, that you can use that capabilities kit to deploy communications in your area of operation in a grid down environment or, you know, hostile territory or whatever. Just remember, anything that you say over the radio, just act as if everybody can hear it. Okay, so you're not gonna, hey Aunt Matilda, we're right over here, right next to the creek, directly underneath this pecan tree, and there's 4 of us, and we have, you know, you know, be wise about your transmissions. But I think the communications capability kit is a cool idea, and that makes my gears turn up here. And then I also think that the medical kit is probably a given. I'm big on medical supplies. I think you should have lots of them, because when you need it, you need to have it. So you can put together a really comprehensive medical kit and or buy one and not necessarily know how to use everything in it, but have it in case somebody comes along that does, in the hopes that somebody comes along that does. I mean, just an RN with emergency room experience is going to be invaluable, okay? And to be able to equip that person, say, here's your pack, here's your stuff, thank God you're here, we've been praying for somebody like you, could go a long way. So that's capabilities kits, y'all. Just banging out videos today. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.